This Pokemon series, which didn't even receive its own name beyond Pocket Monsters, is potentially the greatest that ever was. And I am not claiming that it is the best so far, because we're only 10 episodes in at the making of this video. However, I would argue that it has the most potential at this point in time. It's probably the biggest mistake to keep doing the same old thing, so changing it up, getting a new formula, breaking the mold, that is sometimes a good thing if done correctly, at least compared to previous series of Pokemon. It is something completely unique because it's doing things that they have never done before. They're breaking all the rules. Ash has accomplished one of his stepping stones, one of his minor goals on his way to becoming a Pokemon Master. Of course, he's not a Pokemon Master yet, but he's one step closer because in the previous season, he finally beat a league. Another way the series is changing is that instead of taking place in one region, which should have been the Galar region, they decided to write the story taking place with their base of operations in Kanto, but traveling in random episodes to other regions. And in the first 10 episodes, we've already seen Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, and Galar. This so far, in my opinion, is great. It opens up so many possibilities. Now, even a filler episode could potentially be more entertaining because you never know where it takes place. It could be anywhere in the regions we've seen in past seasons. One of the best parts about this is that it opens up the hopeful possibility of visiting past characters. They showcase Hoenn, Kalos, Alola, Unova, Sinnoh, Kanto, Galar, Johto. Even if they didn't spend too much time in each of these regions again, even if it's just one episode or 2 episodes each, it still is nice to see those regions again. What I want to see in the future is old characters, not just the major ones, but also minor ones seen again. I don't think there's a big chance of this happening, but I don't see how else they could get it done. One of the earliest teasers, in fact, even teased Butterfree's cry. At least the sound of it, so hopefully we'll see old Pokemon like that. Canon isn't an issue because one of the earliest episodes clearly showed that this is the same Ash, not a different timeline or anything, that has a bunch of gym badges and a Z-Ring and a trophy from Sun and Moon. It's not an issue. And so far, looking back on all the episodes so far, Episode 1 was probably the most wholesome. Episode 2 was a bit too brief for my liking, but still not a bad episode. Episode 3, again, was wholesome, other than introducing Team Rocket's new gimmick. It really had no lasting impact. Episode 4 was probably one of the biggest deals because it actually introduced the Galar region for the first time, and they also introduced Scorbunny. Episode 5 continues in Galar. They introduced Dynamax, Gigantamax. Snorlax was a good choice in my opinion, but I still think that they're taking it slow when it comes to the plot. They don't want to rush it like they have in the past, and I think that's pretty interesting. Like, part of me wants to see more, but part of me respects that they're taking it slow. Episode 6 was pretty slow, kind of a filler, not really, but it did kind of focus on Go's character. It focused on Go's development, but his goal is just, I don't know, too ambitious. Episode 7 was a bit of a letdown because the title promised the Battle Frontier, but it wasn't the Battle Frontier we expected. But it did have its moments, and it did have character development, so I won't hold it too much against it. Episode 8 was also great because it's another one of those past regional visits, but again, the story feels a bit like filler. The fact that they take place in classic regions from the past is probably the best thing these episodes have going for them. And there's nothing wrong with these fillers. In fact, some of them are quite entertaining and usually very, very funny. Again, this episode was wholesome. It was a bit entertaining, but overall, it was not what people expected. The reason I'm gonna stick with saying this anime has potential is because they could do more, but they're keeping it basic so far. They keep making big promises and big hints, but they're keeping it slow and basic, meaning they could potentially save the good stuff for later. And boy, did they. When we got to episode 10, Oh boy, my wish was granted. So far, in the first 9 episodes, Ash did something he's never done before, and that is not catch a single new Pokemon. In every single series before this, whether it be taking place in Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, or Alola, he's caught new Pokemon in the early episodes. Sometimes it wasn't episode 1, sometimes it wasn't even episode 2, but it was always early on. But this series, which takes place in random regions because he's traveling around for research, in this series, I had to spend 9 episodes wondering why he isn't catching any new Pokemon. And finally, my wish was granted, and boy, it wasn't just any new Pokemon. It wasn't a starter from Galar. It wasn't anything like that. It was a freaking Dragonite. My wish not only was granted, but it made the wait worth it. If they had made me wait 9 episodes for him to catch a Grookey, I would not have complained too much. If he had caught something basic like a Rookidee, then I would have been at least a little curious why they waited until episode 10. But a Dragonite of all things, before he even sees a Grookey or a Rookidee for the first time. A Dragonite of all Pokemon, a pseudo-legendary from Kanto. It is, when it comes to character development and strength, a Dragonite is my dream come true. It is probably the second best thing after my old dream of him catching a Lucario back in Gen 6. Speaking of Lucario, I've heard rumors that Ash is going to catch Grookey because obviously he can't catch Scorbunny because that's a ghost Pokemon, and catching Sobble seems unlikely because he has caught a lot of water types in the past. I don't know if he's going to catch Grookey or both Grookey and Sobble, but the rumors are saying that it's going to be Grookey and a Riolu. And Riolu means the potential for Lucario. But these are just rumors. Episode 12 is what I am looking forward to because it will reintroduce an old champion and introduce a new legendary champion. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait for Ash's status as a regional champion to be explained in the story. I can't wait to see how he fares against someone like Leon. I can't wait to see him catch more Pokemon in Galar. And I can't wait to see all of the potential that I can sense from this series, but haven't seen executed 100% just yet, fulfilled. I want to see a good series that I know this show can be. I still firmly believe that this show, while saving itself for later, I can tell it's saving itself for later. It didn't go all out in the early episodes like past series have with Mega Evolution and Z-moves. They're saving the best for last. I can tell. Like, obviously, this show is beautiful. The character development is potentially there. There's a lot that this show can do. I just can't seem to wait. That they are keeping us anticipating. Like, they're just making us wait for all the good stuff. But I know it's coming. I know it's coming. It's a bit too early, but I know it's coming. 10 episodes is too early to make these claims. But it will happen. Something will impress us. Technically, one of those things has already happened with Ash catching Dragonite. Technically, that was enough to impress me. But it's not enough because this show technically can do so much more. And I know it will. I'm betting on it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This was just an unofficial review and my opinions of this new Pokemon series, which has no real name other than Pokemon. I appreciate your thoughts as well. Comment down below if you think that this show will surprise us, if it does have the potential that I'm sensing from it. And I also appreciate all the support. Thank you for all of you who like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to check out my channel for more videos like this and share with a friend. I'll see you guys next time.